Hello, my name's Kaz. As you can see, all my characters there start out with the name Kaz, so let's just pick one. We're going to do Tour the Galaxy. So I like to start out in the Trellius system and end in the Breen system. So as we get started here, you can see there's a few things about the ship. I've got this warp core because it has the cooldown on your slipstream. This little item you can get from one of the quests, as well as a engine that helps you, break the 10 barrier. The ship is the Ryzen Luxury Cruiser. You can use any of the ships that give you the 1 minute slipstream. Okay, let's get the map in the right place, and we're going to open up and select Tour the Galaxy. Yeah, let me shrink down this window. I don't want to open it. Okay. You start about 2.4 light years to the south from Trellius, so you pick up the initial spot. And I feather the throttle there just a little bit to keep it from stopping at my destination because I just want to go through. This first one was Josana, and from Josana we're going to head straight over to the next spot. And just as we get into the yellow, as you can see there in the mini map, just as you break into the tip is when I switch over to navigating towards the next spot, which in this case was Koinos. And I'm already setting up, as you can see, planning ahead for the next one. As soon as I get in the yellow there, and go. And that's pretty much the technique that I use. Feather the throttle, as you can see there, the speed that I'm traveling with the ship while I'm in slipstream. And you're going to find that the best way to do this is to watch your ship just hit into the yellow. You want to get the whole ship in when you're not under slipstream, like there. And when you are on the slipstream, just get the tip into there, and you'll pick it up because you're going faster. The momentum is going to carry you in far enough. Okay, we're headed up to Fabian. I feathered the throttle already, so it won't stop there. I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see there, I'm doing about 20 clicks. I'm going to head towards the Kittamore system next, so I might as well just go ahead and get set up for that. I'm watching my mini map now to see when I get the the black dot of the ship gets just inside the yellow, and then I will start the course change. Now you'll also note that my slipstream down there is not fully finished yet, but it is now. And go. So we start turning. I didn't want to hit the slipstream as soon as it came up because I had to do this sharp turn. Now as soon as the throttle came full, here I hit the slipstream. We're headed over, and I'm going to head for Veronat as soon as the tip gets into the yellow, as you'll see here. Then I'll feather the throttle, rinse and repeat. That's pretty much how it goes throughout the whole thing. I mean, the course, I'll give you a little map here at the end that shows you the course that I take with green indicating where I'm using my slipstream, yellow being normal speed. And head for the next spot. Now there's a couple of things to also note about this, is that when you're making a hard turn, like we're going to be making it the vendor system, to turn towards the vendor system, the ship's going to be at like half speed because you're in slipstream, but you don't want to turn off slipstream if you can help it. You want to get as much burn out of it as you can because that's your speed. So there I go, I feathered it, make sure it doesn't stop at the vendor system. And well, let's see, is next, so we'll get ready to head towards there just as soon as I get the black dot of the, there we go. So Using that process, you can keep the ship moving. You can cut off a lot of time and make the entire thing under 15 minutes. As you see from the mission um, window there, the time ticking off. Now, this particular leg of my route is the slowest portion because although the slipstream has got to come up, I'm not going to hit it until after I have made it into the New Romulus area. Now, the reason for that is that you want to get a maximum burn out of your slipstream. And if you hit it now, you're going to have to cut it off because it's going to be too tight to turn in this particular area. So, as you can see, I'm turning, heading for New Romulus. I'm going to feather it, and then I'm going to head towards Gamma Iridon. And as it's turning towards Gamma Iridon, I'm going to wait until the throttle goes full before I hit the slipstream, because I want to get the turning done while not under slipstream. It'll turn faster. So as you can see here, I'm waiting for that throttle. There it goes. Hit the slipstream, feather it a little bit, and after Iconia, there we go. Hit the yellow. We're headed for Iconia now. And then we're going to go towards Bourne as soon as we hit the yellow there. And you see we're getting the full max out of this slipstream. That's the key. And there, just got inside the tip. Now, after Bourne, we have this other little place up here, Alien, and it's it's a pain because they made it so small that you can actually miss it quite easily. So you pretty much have to go right in and hit the planet to make sure, or hit the sun to make sure that you pick up the waypoint. So I actually let it go in before I try to start turning towards my next destination. So here we go, wait, and now. See, I bounced off that planet there, and sometimes it can bounce you out so far you miss it and end up having to go back. So anyway, we're headed towards the next area. You can see we're out of our slipstream, slow boating it, and we're going to get set up to go to Nimbus as soon as we can get the black dot of the ship inside the yellow circle on our current destination. Right in there. And go. So this is how I do it. And as you can see from the time up there, we're making really good time. Usually I finish the course with about a minute or so left, so I could actually probably run this in 14 minutes or so with just this setup. There's also no use of raiding party or diplomacy, so you don't have to rely on that. As you can see, I just hit slipstream as it came up. There was no waiting there, just waiting for it to come up, and we're gonna turn towards Tenebia as soon as we hit inside Nimbus. There we go. Now going down through this area, you can run into some planets. So I usually keep my fingers on the A and D key to turn, a little bit left or right, depending on if I run into that planet or not. So I'm going to head for Orion, but I don't want to head it too soon. Okay. Yep, okay. Head for Orion. We just passed Tenebia. Right in here around Vulcan. I can sometimes run and get stuck on a planet. Hopefully I don't this time. If I do, I will just stay around it. And yeah, I got stuck. Okay, I got to get out of this. I shouldn't have gotten into that. Hit my D key, get around it a little bit. Okay, get my target back on. Get just into the yellow and head for our final destination in this quadrant, which is Ryzat. Now, as you can see, we got the most out of our burn, even though we had that, little issue there with the planet. But we're going to go into the alpha quadrant from here, going into the beta Z sector. So just as soon as I get in, there we go. A little rise of yellow. I will head for the border. As it pop up, we're going to hop over into the alpha quadrant. We want to get on into the gas and head for beta Z straight away. So start auto targeting, feather it a little bit, and then set course for the next destination. We're waiting for the slipstream to come up. Okay, let's go. Got a little bit of time there. There we go. And slipstream, we're going to want to go to Deep Space Nine. So just so we get to the yellow, there we go. And from Deep Space Nine, we're going to head to the next destination, but we just want to crack Deep Space Nine's yellow area before we start that, because sometimes there's players around and the ship will try to steer to avoid them. Like this time I kind of get stuck here. Let's hit the A key, to get turned off of that and get headed right back towards my destination and set up for the next destination and go. This is a tight turn, so throttle is going to be at half there as it's trying to crank around. And after this, it's going to run out, but I'm going to head for the Deferra system. As you can see, we're making pretty good time there. If you get to this spot right here, with anything over 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, you're in good shape. Anything at 3 or less, you're probably going to have some problems because you need to get 2 full burns, and you have to get a burn to get through this next section, and then the final run towards the Breen planet. So we're just waiting to get inside the yellow here, and then we will start our waypoint to our next destination. So we're looking for the yellow because we're still waiting for a slipstream to come off cooldown. Right in there, in the yellow. And now, okay. So headed towards our next destination. Slipstream's going to come up before we reach it, so we'll hit that, get our slipstream started, and we're going to go for miser as soon as we hit just the tip now. Okay, feather a little bit, so we keep moving, head for the next destination, and now. Okay, feather a little bit, and now we're going to, this is a very tight turn. The alpha quadrant has a couple of tight turns on both sides, but just as soon as we get to the edge here, we'll start it. There we go. We're going to head up towards the teller system, and this right here can scrub off a bit of time because you stay in the 50% range, and that's what I'm trying to do here, is get it to full max. And now we're going to head towards the teller system, and now we're headed for Ferenginar. Waited a little long on that, but you get the idea. So you can see there by the cooldown time and how much time is left in there, I'm going to get another full burn, and seeing how far I've been so far off a full burn, this looks like it's in the bag. So the next thing that we have to do is, as soon as we get into the yellow, we're going to head for the Breen system. But we're also keeping an eye on our slipstream. And as long as we get the ship into the yellow portion, we will be in good shape. So it may come up a little bit early, but you don't want to hit it until after you get into the yellow. Once you're into the yellow, like now, and time to hit the slipstream, feather it a little bit, and we're headed straight for Breen. And that's pretty much it. Don't need to open the map, but as you can see here with the ship, I've got 8.5 turn radius. The ship has a really good turn slipstream, and I'm using the lead foot trait, which helps give me a little extra turn. But that's pretty much it, and you'll see the map at the end of this video. Thank you very much, and like this or not. Bye.